Yeah, I mean, you all are going to think I'm just hitting repeat here, but you know, this team has in this postseason run just been amazing. The toughness and the resiliency of this group has been really, really impressive. The heart that they've continued to show is a lot of fun to watch, and you know, this game is kind of a small microcosm of what our postseason's been like, in that Florida is a tremendous opponent. I'll tell you, what they have coming back next year, they're going to be really, really good. And, you know, we just feel fortunate to have found a way to win, and our guys just wouldn't quit. You know, they would go up and we'd battle back and find a way of driving a run or two. And, you know, the pitching plan that we had discussed over the last 24 hours fortunately worked. We were going to try to get 5 or 6 out of Brandon Waddell and then turn it over to Josh Sborz, and both of those guys did a terrific job, and just really excited that we have another opportunity to play and another opportunity to compete for a national championship. So.
Open the floor to questions. Once again, introduce yourself and the agency you represent. We'll start here in the front row.
Isabel Kershudian, Washington Post. Brian, with how Kenny's been in the postseason, in that situation, bases loaded in the 7th, do you start to come to expect him to get it done?
You know, he's gotten so many big hits for us. Kenny's played a lot of games in our uniform in 4 years, and you know, he's come through so many times, especially in this postseason. And you know, there's a lot of guys that you would one up, but certainly you know the pride that he has in this uniform, the pride that he has in this program, and he's going to go up there and get his money's worth, and he's going to be prepared to give himself a chance to succeed. So certainly the 3 runs that he drove in tonight were crucial, and you know, everybody has a lot of confidence in him when he steps up.
Mike.
Mike Malloy from the Orlando Sentinel. Josh, this is an incredibly good lineup that Florida has, and you've gone 6 scoreless innings against them this week. Particularly tonight, what were you able to do to keep them off balance?
When you face a team like that, you just got to manage. I mean, they're so good at hitting that you just got to try to spread out their hits as best as possible. And in that first inning, I gave them that extra base that allowed them to score with the walk. And I think the key is just really slowing it down and just trying to defend your way out of things.
Second row.
Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Brandon, you were pitching on 4 days rest, which is less than you usually get. What were you hoping to do with this start, and how close did you come to kind of meeting your objective?
I mean, I really approached it the same as any start. You know, I wasn't going to use shorter rest as an excuse for, you know, something else that could happen. So, I mean, going into it, I took it as a normal start. I truly wanted the ball for the game. So, you know, to go out there and go 5 innings, kind of, you know, like Josh said, they're a really, really good hitting team. They took advantage of mistakes and, you know, just had to grind through it. You know, kind of spread out the hits, same thing, and manage it. But, you know, like I said, the expectation going into it wasn't any different.
Yeah, Andrew Packard, Daily Progress. Kenny, with your postseason track record, were you surprised at all they intentionally walked Matt in front of you? Obviously, he's been having a huge game. He's having a huge postseason too. Kind of take us through that, and then obviously that at bat to get the sac fly.
I mean, when you think about it, it's a smart baseball play. It's to set up the double play, but and obviously Matt's been a very dangerous hitter and been helping us out a lot. So I didn't take like any offense to it or think anything of it. Just was happy to be able to get an opportunity to drive in another run.
Jim Schoner, Baseball America. Kenny, Coach talked about it with the way this has been for you guys in the postseason, all these tight games and everything. Just what is it about this team that allows you guys to keep your composure and everything when they're, you know, answering you guys, hitting these long home runs and everything? Just what is it about you guys that's allowed you to just, you know, to keep it together in, you know, games like this?
I mean, I think we're a really tough team. We're really resilient. We've done a good job of, like, when teams kind of put some runs up on us, we come back and return the favor and give ourselves a chance to win the games. But you know, we've been in a lot of tight ball games, and I think we've kind of just gotten not like comfortable, but we feel confident in those situations, especially with some of the guys we throw out there like Sborz and Waddell. So you know, I think everything's just kind of clicking for us in those games, and I think it's kind of just a testament to how resilient we are.
Aaron
Fitt, D1 Baseball. You know, for the players, everyone kind of thought last year was the year for you guys. You know, I mean, you're preseason number one, you're number one all year long, and here you are sneaking in as maybe a 3 seed into a regional, and you're back here. I mean, how much do you think the experience last year of reaching in the finals, did it make it a lot easier when you got here? Were you a lot more comfortable?
Brandon, can you begin for us, please?
Yeah. I think it's definitely, you know, having that experience under our belt with a lot of guys in the locker room is huge. You know, it's something that, you know, we knew what we were going after. Our expectations inside the locker room from year to year haven't changed. But I think especially once we got to Omaha and going through the postseason, you know, having guys that have that experience, you can kind of help the younger guys, especially with, you know, how young our team was this year. So the experience definitely came in handy to be able to kind of tell them, you know, this is what you kind of are going to expect. This is what you're going to experience. So to have that and to push that through is kind of comforting with it.
Josh, do you have anything to add?
I would say the only other thing is, like, having all that experience, we're able to pass it down to the freshmen where, you know, we're allowing them to stay relaxed and keep them focused on the things that are important, and it's just kind of how it's paid off.
We'll take 3 more questions, starting here with Mike.
Question for Kenny. When you got that sack fly in the 7th, given the way Josh was pitching, did you have the feeling like that's the one we needed, that this is going to be enough to hold it up?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, especially with the way he's pitching, like you said, you just got to get that 1-run lead as many as however you can. But you know, just having a guy like that, you feel confident just getting that one to take the lead.
Brian, does the fact that this kind of postseason run seemed unlikely, you know, going into the ACC tournament, make it more special for you to be heading back to the finals?
Well, Jeff, they're all special, you know, certainly, but this one's different. You know, we've been really fortunate in this program to be in Omaha 4 out of the last 7 years. You know, I think we just finished our 11th game in 2 years in this ballpark. So, like what these guys had alluded to before, they know what to expect here. But certainly how this team has navigated and what they've been through to get here is really, really special and memorable. You know, there's so many over the last 3 weeks, the times you can think back to, you know, whether it be you were playing in the regional championship against SC and, you know, we're down a bunch of runs early and we battle back and find a way, and we get a couple of guys that come out of the bullpen that do the job for the team and give us a chance to win. And, you know, certainly the wins against Maryland and this one. So, you know, it's this group has a lot of pride. You know, they have a lot of pride in playing for each other. They're going to give it everything they got. They're going to be prepared, and you know, it's been a lot of fun to coach.
And our final question.
Yeah, Brian, Andrew Anspacher, Daily Progress. You've kind of led this whole kind of loose feeling throughout this tournament. You'd won 7 straight games until yesterday. What was your feeling entering the ballpark? Was it tightened up at all, or was it that kind of that same loose nature that's kind of gotten you to this point?
I didn't get a feeling at all from these guys that they were uptight at all. You know, we've talked a lot about, hey, we have another opportunity to play another game, and they've earned that right through what they've done. And so we had a brief team meeting today at 12 o'clock that took about 3 minutes, and it was pretty clear of the direction that we were going to go, and they came out and were having fun and competing for each other, and I don't think that there was any nerves at all in any of them, and that makes it a lot more enjoyable.